All right, 1 second here. Try that again. All right, we are recording. All right, guys, I just want to start by saying thank you to everyone who's here. I know we got a lot of families who are, busy with summer schedules, whether it's baseball, lacrosse, hockey, other activities. So, my name is Corey Lushenko. I'll be presenting tonight with my brother Landon. I'll save some time for some questions at the end, but besides that, we'll try to keep this relatively brief, just to respect your time. So, yeah, we'll get going here. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. Again, once we see the presentation, someone just give me a holler and say, yes, we can see the presentation, or no, we cannot. Are we able to see the presentation?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. All right. Thanks, guys. So this will serve as our 2022 youth hockey STP orientation. We're going to learn more about, what we provide for training services, and then, other various items. So real quick, the overview for tonight is we'll go over staff introductions. We'll cover the schedule, go over program offers. We will touch on our bullying policy. We'll go over expectations for the athlete, and then we'll talk a little bit about social media. So guys, right now we're doing a girls youth hockey camp here in Minnesota. And we have, I would say, probably 75% of our staff members are there supporting and coaching at that camp. So a lot of names and faces you'll see tonight on the PowerPoint slides won't actually be in here virtually, but you'll get a chance to meet them throughout our time together at camp. So first and foremost, my name is Corey Lushenko. I'm the owner and founder of Lushenko Athletics, LLC. I really do enjoy training, helping kids become better people and better hockey players. So I've been doing, hockey skill training for about 10 years. It started back when I was college. It was a summer job for me when I was playing at the University of Wisconsin River Falls, and ever since then I kind of stuck with it. So it's been a really, really fun journey, and I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm super thankful that I got a chance to play college hockey. And the plan is all the skills and knowledge that I have, and hopefully pass down to the kids, and they can become better. So grew up in Minnesota, played high school hockey in Minnesota. After that, played 2 years of junior hockey in the North American Hockey League. And then after that, again, I got into competitive athletics in college. I was actually in the hockey team, and I ran track and field. So the two areas I specialize in are speed development with track and then hockey training. I think that those two, areas of expertise, I think, can play a big role in the athlete's development, because if you watch the NHL now, it's all about speed and skills. So we're gonna try to help the kids out with that. And then right now, I'm a high school hockey coach here in Minnesota too. So I'm going into my third year. I love it. Can't get enough of it. My girlfriend probably doesn't like that I'm always gone at the hockey rink, but she's always super supportive. So show it to her. Next, we'll have my brother Landon introduce himself. Landon, go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm Landon, brother to Corey. So this is my third year at Lushenko Athletics. It's been great so far. Best thing about it, I would say, is just watching the kids develop from day one. The growth they make from day one to the last day of camp has been unreal so far. Especially these past, I'd say 1 to 2 years, we've really seen that up more from our first year. So yeah, that's been great. A little bit about myself. I graduated high school in 2016 from Chisago Lakes, Minnesota. That's where me and Corey are both from. And I went on to play 2 years of junior hockey. I played mostly in the North American Hockey League. Minnesota Magicians, Fairbanks Ice Dogs, Coolidge and Chill. Corey played there as well. And then I ended up in the Manitoba League, played for the Dauphin Kings to end my career. So played quite a bit of places, which was good and bad. It was tough to establish my game at some points, but I also looked at it as a good thing. I got to play for so many different coaches that they taught me so many different things, and I heard so much knowledge about the game of hockey that they're able to carry down to me, and I'm now able to carry down to the kids that I train every day. So that was a cool opportunity. Yeah, and then after that, after Dauphin, that was my last place I played in juniors. I played 4 years at UW Stout, obviously right there in Menominee. Had a great time doing that. Met a lot of good people, and then this past hockey season, I actually coached the Mites for Menominee youth. So I'm sure I know some of the families that are on this call right now. Had a good opportunity with that. Met a lot of good people there as well. And another thing, I played defense. Corey played forward, so I can kind of bring that defensive aspect, that defensive knowledge to the camp that Corey kind of lacks, and then I kind of lack the forward knowledge. So I think it's a good mix, and it's been good these first 3 years.
All right. Thank you, Landon. We're going to move on to my sister. This is my sister. She just got married, so it's Megan Lushenko Miller. She's a director of our girls' camp, so she is not here tonight. Just a quick background on her. She played Division I hockey at Bemidji State. She was a Miss Hockey finalist. That's an award that's given out to the top 10 senior girl hockey players in Minnesota. So she was a Miss Hockey finalist in 2012. Did not win the award, but still a cool accomplishment. She was able to play at the national level. So she was a national development camp participant in 2009 and 2010. And she will be providing yoga services for the athletes. And, mobility is a very big piece of the game of hockey now. So we want to make sure that, the athletes are mobile and they're recovering and, they're able to kind of move their body in awkward ways because hockey can sometimes be an awkward sport. Next on our slide, this is Coach Jenna Lowry. So most of us are from Chisago. So myself, Landon, Megan from Chisago, Jenna as well as from Chisago. So she's a current Division I hockey player for UMD, University of Minnesota Duluth. Like my sister, she was a Miss Hockey finalist in 2021, and she was also a USA National Development Camp participant. So, we have Jenna and Megan on staff because I know we have a few girls in the camp. So, I hope that our girl coaches can be good role models. I know Jenna will be gone for a week because she helps out with the camp up in Duluth. So she will be there, I would say, most of the time except for a week coming up here. Next on staff, super excited to announce this guy. It's Jake Wallen. He's a current pro player in the ECHL with the Wichita Thunder. He's a former D1 player, played at St. Cloud State, and again, play on the national level. We became familiar with Jake because I played juniors in college against his brother years ago, and he moved to Chisago. And he was looking for some part-time work in the summer. His pro schedule allows him to have summers off. So he comes back and he trains down in the cities near Minneapolis. And then I reached out to him, and he's been a great addition. Again, he's played at a very, very high level and has aspirations to play at the highest level. And he's a really, really good guy. Does a great job with the kids. He as well as our girls camp. So you get a chance to meet him very soon. Next is Cooper Hoheisel. Cooper's from Chisago City. He is a current college player at Finlandia University. Coach Cooper is awesome with the kids, brings a lot of energy. He's a really servant leader. He has aspirations to kind of do what I'm doing right now. So it's fun for me to, teach Coach Cooper how to, train the athletes, and he passes that stuff down to you guys. Coach Max is our goalie coach. So Coach Max is currently playing junior hockey. He too is from Chisago. He's kind of been around the block quite a bit. He's done a lot of stuff with Mega as an athlete and coach. So again, hopefully, Max can help the goalies out, and we can, obviously develop the goalies as well. I know Landon mentioned that, I'm more of a forward coach. He's more of a D coach. And then, I think it's appropriate to obviously provide some goalie training too. So we also have Max on board with us. And then last, we have Tate Swanson, Tate too, from Chisago. So there's kind of a trend here, as you can see. He is currently a physical education major at St. Cloud State University. Tate's a great kid. He loves working with the athletes. He has aspirations too to be a coach. So it's kind of fun to have him around. So that's basically all of our staff. Obviously super confident with our staff. I think, there's only, between Tate and Max, those are the only two, employees who have not played at least college hockey. So, we have a really, really good staff, a lot of D1 experience, some pro experience. So, I think the staff that we provide is second to none. And, a lot of you guys who were in the camp last year, we've grown quite a bit. So, it was only appropriate to add more staff. So the athlete to staff ratio is a little more appropriate. So I'll pass over to Landon. Landon, want to go over the schedule real quick?
Yeah. So,
So in terms of the schedule here, the squirts U8, excuse me, and U10 group will be going on ice. Sorry, let me start with the days first. That's probably more important. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, I'm sure you're all aware. So it'll be those days, 3 days of the week. The squirt U8, U10 group will be on ice 6 to 7:30 p.m. And then they'll get a 15-minute break to get their equipment off. And then they'll have off-ice training 7:45 to 8:45. And then down below there, we got the Pee-wees, Bantams, and U15. Their on ice will be 7:45 to 9:15 p.m. And then the off-ice training for them is actually before their skate, it looks like, so 6 to 7 p.m.
All right, thank you, Landon. If you guys have questions about the schedule, let me know. If not, we're going to keep moving on here. So here's the program offers that we provide. So the athletes will get over 22 hours of training. You will get coaching from pro and collegiate hockey players. We do bring the iPad out quite a bit, so we'll kind of do some videoing of the skaters to kind of see where they're at. At the end of the summer, and we'll also provide film sessions. That's a big thing that we provide here in Minnesota is film sessions. I think it's important for the athletes to see pro players completing skills because they're kind of the masters of the craft. So we'll do some player evaluation. So at the end of camp, we'll sit down, maybe not in person, but we'll meet virtually with all of you, and we will share with you the skating videos and kind of break that down. The reason why we film skating is because it's such an important part of the game now. It's always been important, but like I said before, hockey's coming down to speed and skill. And if you can't skate, you're going to be kind of behind the curve, but you can kind of make up for lack of skating with high hockey IQ and other things. So we will do on ice and off ice training, and we will have certified yoga training tailored to the hockey players. So guys, real quick, this is a picture of me. I think this is our defenseman. So this is in the fall, we do a forward defense camp, like a fall pre-trial clinic for the athletes here in Minnesota. And again, the film sessions are super cool. We align our film sessions with the skills that are being taught on ice. So, for example, this week at our Minnesota camp, we were talking about shooting, one-timers, quick release, backhand shots, in tight shooting. So we will essentially, pull videos of guys like Alexander Ovechkin, Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, and kind of show the athletes how they perform these skills, and then go on the ice and, as best as they can, try to replicate that. I know it's not, always easy to do that, but, we try really hard to, bring the visual aids into our training. This is a picture of me. I'm filming. It looks like a little mite here at our Minnesota camp, and we are just filming him skating. Again, super important for the athletes to kind of, visualize what they're doing right and what they have to improve on. So again, we'll bring the iPads out quite a bit, and we'll incorporate a lot of film into our sessions. So we do have a bowling policy. Last year at camp, the athletes who participated were awesome. There wasn't much bowling going on, if at all any. At our Minnesota camp, we probably have over like 150, maybe 160 athletes between 5 groups. So it's, we can kind of run to the knuckleheads sometimes, and, we kind of have a 3-strike system. So if someone is bullying, we'll just remind the athlete of the expectation of treating people respectfully and, not having some of that, behavior. Second strike, we're going to have to end up calling the parents and kind of loop them into it and see if they can kind of help. And then the third strike is we'll just remove the kid from the camp and we'll reimburse money. So, I think as hockey players, I don't think, sometimes athletes understand the privilege that they have to play hockey. It's, it's a very awesome sport. It's done a lot for me and continues to do a lot for me, but at the same time, we got to respect the sport. We got to respect our teammates and our environment. So I have never actually gone to the third strike. We were very close last summer over here in Minnesota, but once we go over expectations on day one with the athletes, it goes pretty smooth. So here's the expectations we have for the athletes. We do dryland training. So please, mom, dad, whoever, primary caregiver, please make sure they have appropriate athletic apparel. So Crocs, sandals, not appropriate. Make sure they have tennis shoes because we do a lot of running, a lot of jumping, a lot of plyometrics. For the athletes, be prepared to give maximum effort. You're not going to improve if you go on the ice and only, go at 75, 80% capacity. Our coaches, we are very vocal, and, we're going to push the athletes really hard. And, I think the campers from last year, they can kind of attest to that. We really pushed them hard, and, our job is to help them improve. And how do you improve? You make mistakes. So I think the good thing about summer hockey is you can make mistakes, and you don't have the pressure of the scoreboard. You don't have the pressure of making a team. Hopefully throughout camp, the athletes understand that making mistakes is okay, because again, summertime is a great time to do that, to kind of test your boundaries as a player and kind of figure out, what are your strengths, what do you got to work on, and then throughout that, guys, enjoy the process. We've seen some pretty big improvements from some of our campers here in Minnesota, and we've seen kids go from being able to barely skate, 2 years later they're doing like outside edge mohawks. So enjoy the process. Athletes, do not be too hard on yourself. Because the end goal in mind is, obviously you want to have fun. You want to have fun enjoying hockey, but, the end goal in mind is to hopefully be a good high school hockey player. And if you only play, Bantams and Pee Wee, try to be a good Pee Wee or Bantam player, or a good U12 or U15 player. So last two things here, guys, make sure that the athletes have snacks and hydration. So last summer at camp, we had only an hour of on ice, followed by an hour of off ice. This year, we have an hour and a half on ice. I think that's going to be important because we're only going to be on the ice for 3 weeks. So we are really going to push them on ice. So, bring electrolytes, bring Gatorade, bring some snacks, some granola bars, things to kind of snack on in between sessions. And then athletes, big one here, respect everyone's ability level. When we run camps, wherever the camps may be held, there's, obviously some players who are maybe a little more advanced and some who are a little more behind. We don't judge because of that. We try to have a very inclusive environment. So, if you're a good hockey player, it does not mean that you're a better person than someone because you can skate faster or shoot harder. So make sure everyone's being respected. Next thing, guys, we're trying to grow our brand on Facebook and Instagram. So parents, if you want to share some stuff, we'll try to post videos, pictures. We'll post weekly camper awards. And I think it's kind of cool because, if you have grandpa or grandma out of town and, they kind of want to see what their, granddaughters or grandsons are doing, it's kind of cool that, share some videos of them. And I'll kind of show you what we've been doing over here in Minnesota with our Instagram and Facebook. It's been pretty cool. So that's going to end the PowerPoint slide, guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually pull up our social media. So this is our Facebook page. Again, just follow at Lushenko Athletics LLC. Right here, we got a picture of our weekly camper awards over in Minnesota. And then down here, we got, an athlete doing some training, going around tires, things like that. So, we try to, post a lot of content on the athletes, a lot of cool clips. And then we always want to recognize our weekly camper awards. This is our Instagram page. It's pretty similar to what you'll see on our Facebook. But again, I think it's cool to incorporate the social media aspect. That way you can kind of see what kind of training we're doing. Next thing I want to go to is our YouTube channel. So right now we have a channel we have hockey shooting drills. We got about 75 of those, got about 64 stick handling drills, and we're still in the process of adding more videos to our hockey agility drills. So, when COVID happened, we kind of had to be creative in terms of how we want to train the athletes. So, I filmed myself and other staff members doing various skills, and it's good for you guys. And the thing I always say to the athletes is, if you want to get good, you cannot simply just go to practice for an hour and assume you're going to improve. Will you get better? Yes, you will. But if you want to be elite, you have to do things outside of your structured practice time, like stick handling, shooting, agility, stretching. I think if you can kind of incorporate doing extra training, it's going to really, really help you out. And then real quick, we'll go to our website. This is our website that we have. It's where you guys actually signed up through. The resources tab is the one I want to kind of look at because people kind of forget about this tab. It's the last one on the page. But 2 years ago, guys, when I kind of took the job over, I, wanted to learn more about hockey and player development and, what it goes into being a good, hockey player. So this is Keith Hendrickson. He's actually the lead scouting director for the Vegas Golden Knights, the NHL team. I played with Keith's kid in junior hockey. We were teammates. We're still really good buddies. We talk weekly. We like to go on fishing trips, so we have a good time with that. But it's basically a 20-minute sit-down video or interview. I asked Keith a variety of questions about, what does he look for in players? How do you, what do you deem important in terms of development? What skills do you look at? So that was a really cool interview. And again, feel free to look at that one. The next one here, probably the coolest interview I've done so far, is I actually interviewed an Olympic sprinter. So this is Emmanuel Matadi. He sprints for Liberia. I knew Emmanuel from high school. I used to compete against him in track. He would blow me out of the water, and I'm okay with that because I'm a hockey player. But yeah, we've kind of just kept in touch throughout the years. He's a very fierce competitor, and we just kind of talk another 20-minute conversation about speed development. What do you do to strengthen your hips? How do you build explosiveness? Things like that. So very, very cool interview with him. The last one here is I have an interview with Twin Cities orthopedic specialist. She kind of specializes in youth hockey, strength and conditioning. She works at the training house. That's a pretty big training facility here in the Twin Cities. So ask her a variety of questions, again, about a 20-minute interview. Really, really cool to be able to, kind of learn from these people. And I think for me as a coach, it's still important for me to learn. I plan to be a lifelong learner, and everything I do learn, it's hopefully going to all go back down to the athletes so they can kind of become better players and, better people. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And again, guys, if you have questions, let me know. Like I said in the email, try to show up at least 30 minutes before your session. That way we can kind of check you in. We can collect payments, things like that. Last thing I want to say before the first day, if you could, parents, if you could write the athlete's name across their helmet on a white piece of tape, that'd be appreciated. I know that we know a handful of kids from last year, so those are going to be easy for us. But a lot of the new campers, just to become familiar with you guys, just write the name tag up top on the helmet, and we'll go from there. So if you guys have questions, I will stick on and answer those questions. If not, we'll see you Tuesday. We're super, super excited for the opportunity to come back here. We have a 7-week camp here in Minnesota that's going to be done this week. And, once we're done, it's going to be full-fledged here in Wisconsin. So super excited about the opportunity, and, super fortunate to kind of, help build hockey in your guys' area. So I'm going to stop recording the meeting right now. And then, like I said,